the printhead replacement, we switch the printer off on the power switch, but we still keep the cable in the printer so that we have a grounding connection to the electric power supply. And then we open the cover, remove the ribbons from the printer. First we remove the red ribbon here. Okay. Then we open the upper ribbons, take the ribbon off, and now we are in the situation that we can start with the printhead replacement, but it is a little easier to do the replacement when we remove the anti-static brush first. So we have this 2.5mm Allen key with a longer size, and here we open the screw. We hold our hand on the anti-static brush, pull it against the screw, so show it in 1 second. So then you have a good chance that you do not lose the screw if you turn it. Same happens with the upper brush. That's a little easier because you have more space. Also here we pull on the anti-static brush and put it against the screw, so it's still here in the right position, it doesn't fall down. Okay, now we use a 1.5mm Allen key and turn the pre-tension screw in the center, just counterclockwise half a turn to release the tension on the printhead, so that we avoid to have some pre-tension on the new printhead. You can move the pressure bars to the left or to the right side. To the right side of the printhead, so that we have more space to release the screws on the printhead. So there are 2 screws, one on the right side which we completely release, and the second one on the left side. So turn it counterclockwise to open the screw, release it totally, and then we open the printhead and can see that we release the complete printhead here. So now we pull on this head, remove the power connector, and remove also the connector for the data lines, and now we have the printhead in our hands. We take the same printhead which we removed now because it was technically okay. We just want to show how to replace a printhead, so therefore no reason to use a new one. Nevertheless, here we have the holes for the 2 screws which we just released, and now we take the connector again, plug it in, and please do not touch the pins of these connectors to avoid any damage on the printhead. So now we take the second connector, plug it in, that's all, and now we shift the printhead back. If possible, do not touch this surface of the printhead. If possible, take your fingers here on this plastic part and on the metal part. It's not totally possible to avoid this, but try to do your best. Now we put it back, shift a little bit from the rear side, and close the printhead. Press it down with our thumb, and if we are in the right position, the screws should fit in the holes again. So we turn now clockwise, left screw, there we go. Okay, one more turn, and same procedure on the right side. Oops, there was a... Okay, now it's correct, and we lock the screw here, and everything is done. Printhead is in its previous position. What we have to do on this printer type is to do an alignment of the printhead, because this is a little more sensitive than the other printers. And for the second printhead, we recommend to remove the transport roll, so you have more space to remove the printhead. So first of all, we open 3 screws here, we release it totally. Number 1. Then we have the second one. And screw number 3. And turns. Okay. And then we can pull the complete transport roll out of its position. You see, this is very simple to do. It takes a couple of seconds to remove this. And now we have enough space to exchange the printhead. We kept the material inside so that we avoid that the printhead gets some scratches on the surface. And now we remove the paper and put some cloth inside to protect the printhead. So paper is off. And open this here, so you also have more space. Now we put some protection for the printhead in this position here. It's just for protecting the printhead from any scratches. So we close the printhead a little bit and release the pre-tension screw. The same what we did with the upper printhead. Turn it half a turn, and that's enough. And now we release the printhead screws. You can move also the pressure bars if required. In this case I do not do this. So we open the screw now. It's technically the same what we just did a few minutes ago. Second screw, and so very soon it's not required to release the pressure bars here. So printhead falls off, and now I lost my printhead protection. That may happen. Put it back again. Or be careful, that's another possibility. But I want to make sure that nothing gets damaged here. This screw is still not totally released. I open it, and now I have the printhead in my hands. So we move it forward, the same as we had before. So different camera view now. So shift it from the rear side, pull it out around this corner here, and then we have space enough to remove the connectors. First one, second one, and that's what we wanted to see. And we have these 2 holes from the screw. So with the new printhead we do the same procedure vice versa. So take the same printhead again, as it is not damaged here. So plug it in here. Please, again, do not touch the pins of these connectors. That avoids any damages. And electrostatic is always something which is risky for the printheads, and make sure that you also touch the metal parts of the printer before, to avoid any trouble. So it's from this side, it's a little easier to push it back to the right position. So we have more space because we removed this transport roll. And as you can see, you can use different sides to move the printhead in the right location. And also here I touch, in this case I touch the surface, which we have to clean afterwards. So now we fix screw number 1 on the right side. Turn. And please make sure that the screws are perpendicular so that you do not damage the holes with these screws here. Carefully look this, it's very easy, you can see this. So some turns later, printhead is in its original position, and I have to lock this screw here also. So that's it. Now we remove our printhead protection cotton, nice word. So remove this and start cleaning off the printhead, because this is very important. It's always not impossible to touch the surface of the printhead. So I also touched it here, especially with the second printhead, with my fingers, and to remove the grease fat from the fingers, we clean it here, either from this side or from the lower side, whatever you prefer. You can also go with the hands from the upper side to the printhead. This here, it's up to you what's the best for you. So different possibilities. Now it is clean, and we do the same here with the upper printhead, and if possible we dry it afterwards with a dry part of the cotton, and then most things are done. So we should not forget to reassemble the transport roll, and on this side you see a hexagon which fits to the mechanical part on the chassis. So this here is a little tricky, maybe you have to turn a few times to find the right location. So play a little bit. Okay, now we have to have this on the same level like the mechanic around, and to avoid mechanical destruction or damage on this side part, it's highly recommended to verify that the transport roll is in the right position. Here we have the bearings, so 3 screws, and now we bring them back to their original location. Turn. Couple of cycles. So first, reassemble this. Okay, turn it clockwise. So, but you see, also this printhead is replaceable within a couple of minutes. So it is much easier than it looks from the beginning. Some good feelings in your fingertips is very helpful. So okay, now we completely fix all the screws. So everything is replaced. We also showed how to replace the transport roll. It was not the target of this session. And now we usually have to adjust the printheads of this printer or check the adjustment, but this is shown in a separate video. So the anti-static brush in the front is pulled in. Now we take the second one. Again, also best way is to pull on the anti-static brush and press the screw into this hole of the brush. Then we need to be careful that the position of the anti-static brush is correct. Turn the screw, control it, should be correct now. And now we are finished with the printhead replacement.